Right. Alright. Is this thing on? Okay. We're going to do some casting of Thursday Night Recorded League. So I'm going to start. This is going to be... Oh, I'm going to leave the sound off for this because I am the most important cast going on here. I'm going to give some... Let's call it constructive criticism. It'll be a critical cast. It'll be it'll be a helpful critical cast. I will give what I think is the best play, what I think is, inting. I'll even start with the draft. So far, I should get 5 bands per side, starting with 3, it looks like. So we have Yone, Jin, and Talon on the right side. Talon's a weird ban, but it does target ban the enemy mid, which I assume Toxic Cherry 1 was aware of, given his prior experience with Bronze Bjergsen. The Jin is also a little bit of weird ban. That could be a target ban, but Jin is not exactly any of the meta ADCs at the moment. On the other side, we have more standard bans. We have Senna, we have Yasuo. The Echo is a bit of an odd one. I'm not sure which ones of these are like target bans and which ones of these are actually just tilt bans or whatever. But so far, I kind of question mark the Echo ban just a little bit, as well as the Jin ban. Yone ban is fine, of course. Veigar, first pick for the red side. That is interesting. That would be Veigar first pick for the blue side. It's an interesting pick. It's probably the best thing I can say about it. I'm not sure why they want to first pick their mid laner, unless it's a Veigar bot, in which case that could be flexed to the bot lane. Otherwise it seems rather odd to first pick that. On the other side, we have Vladimir Olaf. Olaf pick is, of course, absolutely awful. Should probably never pick Olaf in any game, ever. We'll see what the rest of the draft comes out, see if it ends up enabling the Olaf anymore. But so far this seems rather a disaster from blue side. Red side picking up the Hecarim. Let's see what it pairs with. It's an odd pairing with the Veigar. Ends up pairing it with the Nasus. Okay, so we have a little bit of synergy there with the Wither and Hecarim speeding in. Would have liked to see maybe a Zillion maybe picked up there instead of a Veigar, but it's alright. On the other side we have a Darius. I believe that's red side's top's preferred role. Now here's the thing, at this point in the draft, I find red side's draft much stronger than blue side's. Now I said I didn't like the Olaf pick, and in general, red side's champions are worse than blue side's champions. However, red side is going with a consistent theme a lot better than blue side is. Red side has all aggressive early game champions. They're champions that require the opponents to make mistakes to get a lead. Vladimir is a little bit. He can be a late game champion as well. He is a late game champion, but he can play into and support the Olaf, the Darius, the Xayah, which all play to bully lane and get advantages in the early game. The Thresh will also play into that sort of red aggressive playstyle. So this is a very consistent team comp, with the Vladimir sticking out a little bit, but able to support. On the other hand, we have things like Nasus and Veigar, which are very late scaling team. But then we have Lucian, we have Lux in the bot lane, and we have Hecarim. These picks just don't synergize together as well. They don't support each other as well as the picks on the red side, which are all have a consistent win condition. Every champion on the red side has a win condition that is has a win condition that works with another champion on the team's win condition. On the other side, we have like Nasus and Veigar, who have very different win conditions than, say, Lucian. So it's going to be interesting to see how this turns out. Overall, I like Red's draft better here. Just based off drafts, I'd say Red team wins here. But we'll see how things pan out. The red team did get their comfort pick. It's in the top and mid lane, it looks like. Blue team, I'm not sure if they got any comfort picks. I know top has played Nasus a little bit, so we'll see how things turn out. Yeah, but I take red side here. Blue side, if they prolong the game, if they manage to survive red side's early game, they do have a chance at the late game. However, blue game isn't. The problem is here, blue team is not overwhelmingly better at the late game. They could have been overwhelmingly better, but they're not overwhelmingly better at the late game. They should be able to win the late game if they make it there, or the mid to late game, rather. But they're not overwhelmingly better, so that makes it A, harder for them to get there, and B, because they have a weaker early game as well than the red team, harder for them to get there, but also harder for them to win once they do get there. But that is probably one of the primary win conditions to survive the early game. Lucian's going to be kind of feeling left out, unfortunately. Yeah, so I didn't see exactly how that solo kill happened by Darius onto Nasus, but the Ninja Tabby's still a good buy. It looks like Nasus has been playing this lane fairly well overall, aside from that unfortunate solo kill. He shouldn't have E'd the wave there. Can't see exactly, but he still needs the wave to push into him, which hopefully he's... Yeah, see, look, the waves are even. So that wave from Darius was pushing into Nasus, which is exactly what Nasus wants, so that he can farm the wave with his Q. He can potentially freeze it under his tower. Instead, Nasus goes for multiple times pressing E on the wave and just clearing it out. Nasus! Oh my god, okay. They kill each other. Darius gets the bleed in the end. That's cool. It's not a play that Nasus needs to take. He just needs to let the wave push into him so he can farm. Because Nasus is very quickly, once he finishes Trinity Force, going to reach a point where he's stronger than Darius. And he's able to beat him. Like I said, Nasus is a ticking time bomb. Once he gets to 20 minutes, Nasus is going to become very, very scary for the red team. Red team doesn't have a lot of tools to stop Nasus. They don't have a lot of CC except for Thresh. So the fact that Nasus is going for these fights it's cool that he got the kill. It's actually quite good for him, but that wasn't a guaranteed kill, as we saw how close that was. And he could be up another 10 or 15 CS now if he had just let that wave crash into him instead of E'ing the wave immediately and letting the waves bounce back. Vladimir thinking about that tower dive and thinks better of it. Alright, so looking at the game as it is right now, blue team are still doing alright, actually. The bottom lane double kill, oh, it's going to happen again. Oh, this is close. Bottom lane could be in some danger here. Vladimir gets the double kill. Okay. Oh, and Hecarim. So at this point, yeah. So the blue team needs to not try to recoup from this. If they lose things, they have to give it up. They're still not at that 20-25 minute mark where they can start bullying, where they can start using the power of Nasus Veigar. Especially when it's just Nasus Veigar alive. They can't do much on their own against the red team. And by doing this, you're playing into the red team's win condition, which is to get a bigger gold lead earlier on in the game. Fortunately, none of the tier 1 turrets have been broken yet, which is very good on the blue side. Somehow, blue side has managed to break 2 of red side's tier 1 turrets, which is actually evening out the gold lead quite a bit. The tier 1 turrets on blue side are close to falling, but they haven't fallen yet, so there's quite a bit of standing gold still on the map, which red team could pick up quite easily, possibly, and end up snowballing that gold advantage. However, if the blue side managed to hang on to this, that's very good, because we're getting close to that point where blue side's team comp starts to pull ahead. Let's see. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Darius is a level up here. Interesting to know. However, Nasus, it doesn't matter. Nasus has reached the point where he's unstoppable for Darius. Look, we're 20 minutes in at this point. Nasus has Phage and Sheen completed, and Nasus can't be killed by Darius one-on-one. Darius also hadn't completed Trinity Force, it looks like, up till now. So that could have been a mistake on his part. But we're getting to the point where blue team is going to have a more solid advantage. which might mean that the red team is, I mean, I hate to say it, but even though the red team still has the gold lead at this moment, I think the game might be over for them. As we see, all three of them just died, and at this point it becomes very hard for the red team. Their champions, particularly Olaf, are starting to become obsolete. They can't get the things. Now, one thing in the favor of the red team is that they do have 3 dragons. They're one off from Cloud Soul. Unfortunately, Cloud Soul isn't one of the best souls they could have gotten for their team comp. It doesn't really help any of their champions tremendously. Vladimir slightly, but overall, none of these champions really need Cloud Soul to function. But it just becomes hard for red team to use their champions in a way that gain advantages. Blue team's champions become stronger and stronger. I didn't see how Nasus just died. Unfortunately, it looks like he blew Flash as well. But honestly, it just doesn't matter. Nasus, I want to see how many stacks Nasus has. Can't see that, unfortunately, at the moment. But Nasus has finished Trinity Force. He's not that far off from Darius. Darius has 800 gold sitting Executioners, which is honestly not very gold effective in this team comp. He's cutting down the healing of Nasus, but to be honest, Darius is going to get more effective damage out of building straight damage than he is out of pouring 800 gold into Executioners. Because Executioners is going to have 0 effectiveness against Hecarim. It's going to have no effectiveness against Veigar. Very little against Lucian, not against Lux. And it'll have mild effectiveness against Nasus, yes, but he's going to get same amount of damage against Nasus and more against other members of the team by just building straight damage instead of how early the Executioners was, and that probably leads into how Nasus was able to kill Darius so early on in the game, because Darius was lacking the damage he otherwise normally would have had. And so before we reached the 25-minute mark, Nasus reached the point where he was stronger than Darius, just because Darius made that Executioner's Calling decision, which is unfortunate. Nasus is looking very strong now with the completed Trinity Force. Can definitely just take his side lane at this point, and red team is going to have to send several members to push, which makes it much easier for blue team to get objectives now. Like this Dragon Soul coming up, if the red team gets it, it's fine. Fine for them. It's good that they take away any dragons from the blue team. But I would say that red team actually don't want to take the Dragon Soul. My reasoning for this is that with Elder Dragon coming up after the Dragon Soul is taken, blue team are going to be in a better position to take objectives from this point on going forward in the game. And you don't want blue team getting Elder Dragon. You don't want a Nasus Veigar getting Elder Dragon. It looks like they're going to start setting up for Dragon anyway. But the thing is, I think you let blue team take some Cloud Drakes here, because red team needs to end quickly, and if they let blue team get a Elder Dragon at any point in this game, it's very hard. And it's very hard for the red team to set up for these objectives from this point on, with the Hecarim, with Nasus pushing in the side lanes, and with the Veigar as strong as he is. Veigar's 4-1 at this point. It's very hard for red team. Yeah, Veigar just deletes, and you imagine Veigar with Elder Dragon. It's not a good look. So let's see, we have Nasus teleporting in. It's a little bit of a late TP, but he's in there. It's going to be hard 3v1. It looks like red team might actually take this. Darius getting the pentakill. Okay. Yeah, it looks like there was some miscommunication from the red team. The teleport was a little bit late. Overall, blue team just overextended a little bit too much, and the blue team do end up getting that Cloud Soul, which puts Elder Dragon on the map. So in the next 5 minutes. Pentakill, pretty hype. So yeah, that is pretty much exactly the play that red team needed in order to stay in the game here. To maintain a violent gold lead. Darius manages to reclaim his top spot here with that gold lead, and possibly able to match Nasus in these side lanes now. So looking at this, there was a 2v2 trade I missed. It looks like red team is not actually taking advantage of the gold lead they have. Even though the red team just got a pentakill, they're still not taking time bomb. You notice this doesn't feel overwhelming for blue team. Blue team is still, getting traits. They're still getting picks. They're still winning in some of these team fights. or at the very least not hard losing, despite red team having a 6,000 gold lead. They're still getting picked off here and there. But the thing is, this game isn't over for blue team. Blue team's champions are getting stronger and stronger, and red team needs to force this advantage down the blue team's throats. They really have to start moving. They have to set up a push down these lanes and start breaking open the base. They have to either bait the Baron or just push into the base, pick up these team fights. It looks like they're finally getting some momentum going here, chasing down the Lux. Olaf showing his colors as a maybe useful champion, and red team can back up and go to Baron now. Olaf will instead take the birds, also an admirable call. But it looks like he'll go to Baron straight after. And red team with this Baron, this is, I think, their last chance to end the game. If they aren't able to get a significant advantage off this and end the game, after this Baron, if blue team managed to wait this Baron out, if they manage to farm it up, not die while this Baron is up, they have the advantage going into the Elder Dragon spawn, and furthermore the rest of the game. So this is the turning point of the game. We'll see if red team is able to use this Baron buff and this positioning. Oh, Alex caught out in the top lane. This is going to be bad for the Baron push, as Nasus has a 50-second death timer, and red team is able to push straight down the top lane. Hecarim trying to make a hero play to take out the Olaf back here, and Hecarim goes down as well. And this is what blue team needed to avoid in order to survive the Baron push. And red team now making an interesting choice to recall. With 2 death timers, they definitely could have kept pushing the top and mid lanes to have gotten at least an inhibitor. Instead, they like to recall. I can't see the Elder Dragon timer, so I can't tell if that's coming up, and that's what they're setting up for. It looks like the Elder Dragon is what they're setting up for. Which gives blue team a little bit of a chance, because blue team's champions are coming back up. If they take a 5v5 at the Elder Dragon, blue team has a chance to take it. 10k gold behind, but it's Nasus Veigar. So this team fight is going to be more even than you think. This game is actually very close. Despite the 10k gold difference, this game is very close. And I'm interested to see how this ends out, because I don't really know. The players in each team seem rather equal. And it's going to be interesting to see who wins this decisive team fight. Oh, blue team stacked up in a bush here. They might have just caught Darius out. Darius going very low. Oh, is Darius going to be able to lifesteal? Darius ults Darius twice. Oh, and 2 are taken from the blue team. 3 are taken. It looks like red team are victorious in this team fight. Blue team just needed to get a little bit more damage on that Darius, and I think the fight goes entirely the other way. But red team are able to stick it out just in time, and blue team are forced with defending against this Baron push. Meanwhile, Xayah and Thresh are able to get the Elder Dragon, and preventing the blue team from getting the Elder Dragon is it's kind of over. With the Elder Dragon, with the Baron, red team should be able to push and finish the game now if they don't do something stupid like back or go take red side Raptors. So we'll see how this ending push goes. Expect it to be just a little bit messy, but we'll see. The blue team's members are all back up. They will need a hero play in order to get this back in the game. Red team is backing back off. Looks like they had a top lane while Vladimir pushes bot. I'm not sure why they didn't stick around to take the mid inhibitor. I think red team's playing a little more scared than they have to with the Elder Dragon buff. The Elder Dragon buff kind of offsets the weakness they get from their team comp. They're playing this very patiently, very slowly. Much slower than they have to, I think. But the blue team's still just getting picked by these Thresh hooks. These Thresh hooks are on point this game. Thresh getting a double kill here. And it's just... It doesn't work for the blue team getting caught out by that. They have to stay within the base. They have to farm out these waves. They have the wave clear for it. They just aren't. They don't seem to be able to dodge these Thresh hooks. They're heat seeking, it seems. Um, oh, looks like Nasus baiting out the flash from Vladimir. Will he be able to kill the Vladimir? Nasus chasing down the Vladimir while his own base is in shambles. Nasus now has to run as Darius comes back for revenge. Oh, Nasus trying to hide in a little corner there. Flashes over the wall. Is he going to get away? And the Elder Dragon with the bleed. Like I said, that Elder Dragon buff, very important for the red team. And it looks like red team should just be able to go for the end here down the middle. There's only 3 champions alive left on the blue team. And it looks like they're not going to be able to do it. The Baron buff has worn off on the red team. And the Thresh hooks. They're heat seeking. They're unstoppable. This Thresh is unstoppable. This poor Lucian has, I think, been hit by every single Thresh hook that's been tossed his way this game. And red team's going to take their second inhibitor of the game. And from here on out, things look very tough for the blue team. Let's go see. It looks like they're going to back up here and possibly reset, which is the safe play here. Baron should be coming back up relatively soonish, so they can end up resetting, take the red side jungle, or blue side jungle rather, and reset. It's a very slow game, but it's just very hard for the blue team. It looks like they cannot stop themselves from being hit by these Thresh hooks, despite individual strengths. But despite the Nasus being individually strong, despite the Veigar being individually strong, the red team is just working better as a cohesive team and able to make picks a lot better than the blue team is able to. Red team setting up in the jungle for their final push of the game. Thresh hook finally misses. But blue team is going to have a hard time defending this last inhibitor. If they lose 3 inhibitors, it's not a good look. Baron is back up. So that is also on the table if this fight goes wrong. Nasus just gets deleted here. Olaf runs in, kills the 1-8 Lucian. And blue team is deleted. It looks like this game is over finally. The red team, ultimately just a more cohesive team, both in play and in draft, is able to come out with their gold lead, with their Elder Dragon, with their Baron, and secure the end of the game. GG. Blue team did have some chances there. I think they played an admirable game. They were pretty even for a long way through the game, but a few key points, those Thresh hooks and an inability to stay safe and not get picked ultimately led to their demise. All right, so coming back to game 2, we have the teams swapping sides, and we are already into the draft. We have the Darius from the last game that got the pentakill banned away. We have the Veigar, strong Veigar, banned away. We have the Vladimir banned away. So already we're going to be seeing very different drafts. On the red side so far, we have Senna, first picked, followed by the Set and Syndra. Interesting picks. Not sure if I like the Set there. But we'll see where that goes. That could be a jungle or top pick. And on the other side, we have Ashe, Thresh, and Swain. So far, I like the... Well, I'm not sure how I feel about the Thresh. It looks like the Thresh is an attempt to take away... Wait, did the support players switch? Whoa, 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 whoa. We have the Vayne coming out with an Ashe already picked. Is this a Vayne top? Are we about to see the fabled Vayne top? I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach to casting this game. I had enough of my, oh, this is what these people should do. For this game, I just want to get hypey, you know? Is this the fabled Vayne top? This is picked against the Set that is... Actually, it could be a Malphite top. Set jungle, perhaps? Set... Oh my god, what the hell is this? Ezreal bot, Senna support, Set, jungle, Malphite top. Okay, Malphite Vayne matchup is going to be interesting. Looks like we have the Thresh in the bot lane. Vayne Thresh against Ezreal Senna. No, sorry, Ashe Thresh against Ezreal Senna. I like the Ashe Thresh lane here. Vayne versus Malphite in the top lane. Okay, I like it. Okay, huh. This is interesting. As far as team comps go, man, I don't know. I think red side are somewhat lacking in the AP damage department. Overall, I think red side's draft is better. I'm not a fan of the set here. Malphite's fine. But I am really excited to see red team's draft go into action with the Ash Arrows, with Hecarim charging in, and then the Vayne to follow up. I'm really excited to see this Vayne from the top lane. Okay, so getting into the second game here. Oh, this is exciting. We started with another level 1 circle. And we have the Thresh moving to the other team. It's going to be interesting to see if this bot lane ends up swinging the other way now, towards the red team. Vayne Malphite matchup. Malphite doesn't seem too awful into Vayne. So this could be difficult for the Vayne. However, I happen to know that this is Toxic Cherry 1's signature champion. So we might be able to see some flashy plays out of him this game. On the other side, we have Bronze Brigson on the Syndra, hoping to make a name against the Swain. Don't actually know who wins this matchup. Oh, that is very unfortunate, as that was a superb gank, because the Hecarim comes speeding through just as Swain hits his Q thing. Maybe it's his E, I don't really know. A caster, by the way. And, oof, Syndra's going to be very tilted off that, especially as, okay, she teleports back into lane. Swain doesn't quite get the crash, but he is going to get it back. That was very early first blood from the counter-terrorists here. Oh, and Thresh going for these hooks. Again, can he recapture the magic of last game? Hecarim going straight from mid lane to bottom lane. Was he going to get the Ezreal? It looks like... Oh, no way. Okay, the Ezreal was finished out by the Thresh. Thresh racking good kills early on yet again. It looks like this Hecarim is just going to work this game. That's insane. In the mid lane, we have Syndra once again being caught by Swain's combo. Syndra gonna have to farm this lane out. Later the game goes, the more useful she is compared to Swain. So as long as you can just survive the laning phase. Thresh roaming mid almost hits Syndra with the hook here. Oh man, this Thresh is going for every play in the playbook. Not all of them are hitting. But if you go for every play in the playbook and 50% of them hit, that's a lot of plays that hit. Jeez, this Thresh. Making life hard for every lane. Every lane here has to fear for their life. There could be a Thresh around every corner. Vayne getting a bit of an HP advantage here in the top lane. Malphite trades back. Unfortunately, Vayne also aggroed the minions during that trade and ends up taking more damage than Malphite. Vayne going to go for a strategic back here. Vayne does have teleport, so can teleport back to lane despite the bad minion position. Isn't Stag going to elect to walk back to lane? Interesting. Despite the wave not being crashed. In fact, Malphite is just going to back here. It looks like the wave is frozen on his side of the lane. This is a good back for Malphite, and not the best wave position for Vayne right now, especially because Malphite can elect to walk back or teleport back to hold the freeze indefinitely on Vayne. Vayne as a ranged champion, unfortunately, has some options to break the freeze, but once Malphite turns 6, it could be a problem for her. We'll see. Set tries to make something happen in the mid lane, unfortunately fails. Set, unfortunately, not going to be too useful early on. Not able to match the gank presence of the Hecarim. Oh man, and this Thresh looking for something else. Manages to hook the Ezreal, though he gets stunned himself. Just a little bit of a warning. Just a little bit of warning to the Ezreal to say, I have your number, and I can get you again. Oh, I see. There's timer just above the minimap there. How did I not see that before? Alright, and the mid lane hit by a solo kill from the Swain. I know Syndra is tilted at this point. That early gank did her no favors. And now Swain does have the advantage in this lane. Syndra is forced to do the long walk of shame back to lane. And this is a good setup for Vayne right here. He has a big wave pushing into him. He doesn't have to walk up. He's not going to lose any minions here. He doesn't have to take the free poke damage from Malphite. The minions are big enough from Malphite that he's not going to lose any minions. And coming back here, oh, Ezreal's hit with the arrow. Ashe just going in for a little bit of free poke there, not actually able to follow up. Swain hits his skill shot. They might actually be able to kill him here if Thresh loops around. I want the camera to go back now. They might go for the dive, but Set is here to protect Ezreal. As another kill goes to Ashe. And Red will use that pressure to take the Mountain Drake. Malphite goes for the level 6 dive onto Vayne. So I was saying, Vayne does have to be worried about that level 6. Syndra's there just to get an assist. Actually doesn't get the assist, gets the kill. Not sure if that was needed for Syndra to be up there. But Syndra's probably getting sick of her own lane, decided to go pay top lane a visit. And Vayne will use her teleport here. Just misses the cannon, unfortunate. Is going to run after the Malphite, see if she can get a kill here. Malphite is going to pick up speed and get away. Just in time. Alright. It's the first kill for the terrorists here. Hopefully they can manage to pick up a few more. Oh, but these homing Thresh hooks, they're too good. Ashe has arrow too. This should convert into a kill. Yeah, and Senna is dead here. Hopefully going to Ashe. There we go. Ezreal gets hooked as well. Thresh takes it. Thresh is going. Oh, he's under fire, but Ashe gets a double kill in return. Ezreal gets the shutdown on Thresh. But his hooks just do not miss. And Ashe gets a free tower plate before she backs here. She should back here. She should back here. She's going to hit the wave. Okay. She might die from Ezreal. Nope. Okay, she's fine. She's fine. Okay. She should have backed here. She should not stay to clear this wave. I'm going to put her behind just a little bit, but okay. Oh, and Vayne being paid another visit by the Set top lane. Flashes away, tumbles away. The Set flashes after her, and Malphite gets the kill. It's quite unfortunate for the Vayne having been paid a visit twice in just as many minutes. And they're going to get the crash into the turret as Vayne unfortunately does not have TP. They're going to get a couple plates off this as Hecarim doesn't look like he's able to do much for this. It's very unfortunate for Vayne. Looks like Hecarim wasn't able to be there or didn't move up there when Vayne was facing pressure. But perhaps in return, Red Team can make something happen in the bot lane. Swain is down here. Blue Team is pushing in. Perhaps they can trade the turret plates. Syndra's crashing into mid lane, however, and moving into the top jungle, perhaps to pay another visit to Vayne, who, if she dies again here, it's going to be set very far behind. But Hecarim is here to give support. Looks like they're just setting up Vision in the topside jungle.